Hello everybody, Vincent St. Louis here with VincentSt.Louis.com. Hey, what I want to share with you guys today is a couple of MLM tips for doing a follow-up. How do you do a follow-up? The proper way to do a follow-up and how much follow-upping you do. So anyways, but before I get started, I want to just let you know that I just wrote a blog post, a nice blog post with a lot of great information about it. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you want to click on the link down below and get all the information and on how to do a follow-up properly. Just a quick introduction about myself. If this is the first time you've met me, I've been in the home-based business industry now for probably about 18, 19 years. I was a carpenter before. Actually, my first stint with network marketing was about 18 years ago. Like many people, it was with the Amway business, was with them for almost 5 years. Went to the direct level and built a pretty big team. And then I got married, had children, and we just decided, you know what, this is not for me. We weren't making a whole lot of money. And we just decided that it was time for us to move on. And I got into building houses. I became a contractor and worked my tail end off. And then we got back involved in network marketing because of a product. We fell in love with a product that helped me, and we were not interested in network marketing ever again. I just wasn't that type of person that liked to go out there and meet people. But we fell in love with the product, and you know, like usual, you just start getting that dream again, the dream of freedom, and you know, I could see where I was going with construction. I had been out of network marketing for probably 17, 16 years. And but I realized that you know what, I needed to be free. I didn't want to die on the job, and you can actually go to my website. You can see the whole story about why I decided, what freaked me out about wanting to not wanting to die on the job. But anyways, so we got involved with this company and we hit the ground run. I figured if I was going to do network marketing again, I was going to do it, and I was going to do everything in my power to make it work. I don't have a very high tolerance to pain. We worked our tail end off, and in probably less than 2 years, we built a team of over 5,000 people. Now we have personally sponsored, in 7 years, personally sponsored over 300 people. 150 of those were belly-to-belly, old-school method, and 150 online. Actually, I just got a text today, so it's been quite a bit over 300. So I just got a text today that one of my online efforts, we got another sponsor, a recruit today from online. But anyways, so basically the follow-up. Now, the follow-up can go online and offline. If you get a lead, you get a contact, the way you contact them or call them is very important. And some of this, what I'm going to talk about, is going to help you with that. But the main gist of what I'm going to talk about is old-school belly-to-belly methods. So to start off with, you've heard the phrase that, how's that dadgummit? I forgot it now. The fortune's in the follow-up. But you know what? That is absolutely true. But if you don't show the plan, then you don't have any follow-up. And if you don't do the follow-up, then you're not going to get any sign-up. So it all goes hand in hand. But the point is that most people lose the sale at the follow-up. And why do they do that? Because that's where the rejection comes in. It's hard enough to get people to show the plan, but then they get scared to go do the follow-up. Why? Because that's where they're going to get the yes or the no. And so a lot of times people expect to get the no, and so they get scared of the follow-up when, you know what, you just got to force yourself through it. And I'm going to give you some little tricks and tips that's going to help you to push through that fear of doing the follow-up. But so the number one thing you need to do is you need to show the plan. You need to show the plan as many times as you possibly can. And the more plans you show, the better off you're going to be, the better you're going to get at doing the follow-up. So first off, you need to show the plan. Second thing you need to do is you need to keep track of the plans that you show. You need a name, you need a phone number, you need a date that you contacted them or the date that you showed the plan to them, the date that you did your last follow-up appointment. This is absolutely key, you guys, because if not, you're going to be guessing, and then you're going to be trying to avoid contacting people because you don't remember when the last time you contacted them, and you don't want to call them too soon. I know your mind starts playing games on you. So what you're going to want to do is you got to make sure that in your contact list, you got to have a form in your planner or whatever it is you're using of all the people you show the plan to. First, you got to have the contacts you make. Then you got to do the people that you got to move them from a contact to a show the plan. And then you've got to keep track of every time you meet them, every time you touch bases with them, every time you make a phone call to them. Therefore, you know exactly where you stand with that individual person. That's the beginning of the follow-up process. There's two things I want to let you know. If you know exactly in your memory, if you know exactly when the last time you talked to all of your prospects, you don't have enough prospects. Bottom line, just the way it is. If you can remember them all, if you know exactly who they are, when was the last time you talked to them or saw them, then you don't have enough prospects, period. If you're remembering them all, get more prospects, because you're not going to get where you need to go unless you're this one of those superstars, and they're very few and far and in between, and you're probably not watching this video if you are one of those. So make sure you keep track of their name, their phone number, their when you showed the plan to them, and the last time you contacted them. So you're going to have a list of contacts, because I'm going to share with you how often you're going to follow up with these people. So that's the first thing. You got to have a show the plan tracker. And actually on my blog post, there's a picture of one. So I'm going to share with you exactly what I use for the thousands and thousands of people that I showed the plan to keep track of who they were when the last time I talked to them. Okay, so you keep track of it. Then you go to do the follow-up. Now, there's a couple things you want to do in the follow-up process. One is you got to ask questions. You already showed the plan. You don't need to show the plan again unless they ask you to. And so you got to go in there and you find out what they want. You know, you go back to their dream and goal. If you didn't get any dreams and goals out of them, you didn't do the one-on-one properly. You need to get better at doing the one-on-one. We'll talk about that in another video. But so you got to do you go in there and you ask them, do you have any questions? Or what I like to say is, when I go in there, I make small talk and I say, well, are you ready to get started? I don't ask them, what do they think, how they feel about it, did they like the product, none of that matters. I want to know, are you ready to get started? After we do the small talk, I say, John, okay, or Mary, or whoever it is, are you ready to get started? And then they will come out to you and answer all those questions that you think you need to ask them. Why? How do you feel? Do you like the product? All those things. If you just ask them, instead of going through this long, drawn-out thing of asking 25,000 questions, ask them one question. So, John, are you ready to get started? And if he's not, he will come out and say, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then you can go about answering those questions. And then you come out, when you got done answering the questions, you say, great, so are you ready to get started now? And so that's just the process you're going through. Now, let's just say they are ready. This is absolutely vital, you guys. If the person says yes, I have seen more people talk people into the business and talk them right back out of the business in a matter of that quick. I've done follow-ups for my downline where we're sitting there and I'm kicking the people underneath the table trying to get them to shut the heck up. If you get somebody, okay, somebody says, yeah, I'm ready. You slide the application in front of them, you give them a pen, and then you know what the very most important thing you could ever do? Do you know what the most important thing you can do at this point in time? Shut up. People cannot write, especially if it's a guy, he cannot write and talk and listen to you at the same time. I see people start filling out the application. I'm there with my downline doing a follow-up for them, and I get the person to say yes, and I give them the application, and the new person, the new downline, they get weird. And I know, because I'm not saying anything against them, because I did it, you did it, we all did it. You get weird at silence. And so you feel like this is the time for you to interject and start talking to the person when they're not looking at you in the eyes. They're looking down, so that person said, oh, comfort zone, I can talk to them now. No, you need to shut up. People, you watch. When you start talking, they'll stop writing. They'll look up at you. That's the last thing you want to do. If somebody's writing, shut up and let them finish the application, okay? Very important. Okay, the next thing you need to do, let's say the person's not ready. All you want to do is leave them with some more information and leave. Go. Okay, you want to do a follow-up. When I show the plan, I try to do a follow-up on day 2, day 3, day 7, and then I get further and further and further apart on my follow-ups. But I follow up with people sometimes years, years. I'll go in my calendar. I'll put together, go to, right now it's 11/2012. I'll go to 11/2013 and write down, call John, and this is the date, so I can go back to my tracker. Remember my one-on-one tracker? I can go back there. I can see, oh, who is this John guy? Oh, that's right. He was kind of interested, but it's just timing wasn't right. So I'll call him. John, hey, this is Vincent St. Louis. We talked last year, blah, 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 blah. Get together with him again. Don't ask him if he's ready. Don't ask him if things have gotten better. Just say, hey, let's get together for a cup of coffee. Now you start the follow-up process over again, you guys. The follow-up never ends. I read a thing sometimes, I think Jim Rohn talks about it also, that it takes upwards of 12 times before most of the sales get made. But most people follow up once or twice. Now, if somebody tells me absolutely no, I'm over them. I don't remember them. I scratched their name off the list. I am not gonna hold on to that negativity. You need to release it. Forget about them. A no is a no. Forget about them. You're going to go through a lot of them. But if you've got maybe some lukewarm no's, then that's the people you follow up with. Or if somebody never tells you no, hey, you saw that Dumb and Dumber movie where the guy says, is there a chance you'd go out with me? And it was a million, a 10 million to 1. He's like, so there's a chance. Hey, look, if there's a chance, I'm going to follow up with the person forever. But the difference is I'm not going to pay attention to them. I'm not going to give them any of my time. I'm going to put it in my calendar, and I'm going to get out of my mind them, and I'm moving on to the next person. What I say, you know exactly when you talk to your people, you don't have enough people. Your goal is to have so many people, so your posture, you can posture to people like, I don't need you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to work with you, but I don't need you to become successful. If you want to do this, I'm here to help you. If not, no big deal. And you keep following up with people like that. If you only have 5 people you're working with, your posture is going to be desperate, and they can feel it. If you've got 25 people you're following up with, you're moving on. I'm looking for people that are looking. My sponsor, not my sponsor, but my mentor, Daryl Lennerbach, he used to tell me all the time, Vincent, you get paid to sort. Let me say that again. You get paid to sort. You sort through the people that you talk to, whether they want to see the plan. You show the plan, then you sort through the people that want to see the plan to the people that want to get started. You sort through the people that want to get started and find the people that want to really build a business. You sort through the people that really want to build the business you sort through them looking for the people that really can build a business or really put in the effort to build a business. You sort through them to find the 2 or 3 people that really can help you, that you can help them, and work together to build a massive, massive business. So you get paid to sort. I'm sorting through the people. You're a yes or no, beat it. I don't care. Nothing bad against you. You're just not what I'm looking for, and I'm not what you're looking for. And so you do the follow-up over and over and over again. The follow-up never ends for some people. Okay? So the last thing I want to share with you, if you are doing a follow-up for your downline, this is absolutely vital, you guys. If you want to build a big team, I did a video and a blog post on how to build depth. If you haven't seen that video or that blog post, click down below. I'll probably put the link down there, and it's on how to build depth. This is absolutely key, you guys. If you're doing the follow-up, if you're going with your downline to do a follow-up with somebody, you schedule the appointment. Oh, this is absolutely vital. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. The most important part of doing a follow-up is scheduling the next appointment. Not I'll call you, not I'll get back to you, or not leave and say, oh, I forgot to schedule that. I do not leave an appointment. I take my planner when I go to do the follow-up, and I set it on the table. That's my reminder that I need to schedule the next appointment. If you leave an appointment and you have not scheduled in a calendar the next appointment, you have failed that appointment. So anyway, so back to that. So if you're doing a follow-up with your downline, for your downline, you schedule the follow-up time. You sit down with the person and say, hey, Joe, all right, when do we need to get together again? You do the follow-up process. You carry it forward. If you want to build a big business, you take ownership of it. Don't leave it up to them to do, and then see them in an event one day and say, hey, Martha, how did that person, they were really sharp. Did they ever get in? You should know that. Your downline should be asking you, hey, Vincent, how did that follow-up go? Did Martha get in? You should be the one to know. Why? Because it's your business. You take ownership. Otherwise, you put the ownership on other people. You think you're just going to build your whole business off the people you sponsor? You're kidding yourself. You know where you find leaders? You find them in depth. You find them in depth from doing follow-ups and follow-ups and follow-ups. Don't just wait till your downline, your team members, to find a superstar, and then you latch on that superstar and said, oh, I'm going to run with them now. You know, you didn't earn it. Go out there and earn your keep. When you do the follow-up, you schedule the appointment, you leave them the information. If I go to do a follow-up, I don't call my team members and say, hey, are you bringing this, that, or the other thing? Now I may call them and say, make sure you bring this, that, and this. But you know what? I've always got it in the car with me. So if they don't have it, I go out the car, I leave them some information, whether it's a CD, a magazine, I leave them something to read, something to sample, or something to listen to, or something to watch, or a combination. Because why? That's got to give me a reason to get back with them. Joe, I need to get this stuff back in 3 days. I got some other people to get it. Let's meet again in 3 days. Go through this information. And that's what I do over and over and over and over. But if somebody's leading me on, I get busy. I don't have time to follow up with this guy every 2 to 3 days for 6 months. No, the time frame that my follow-ups, it gets further and further apart. But you know what I use? That's when right before an event, all these people that are kind of on the fence, you know, you got somebody bigwig coming in town, or you got an event in town or something like that, you got a meeting or something, you sit down at the phone and you start going through your one-on-one list, and you start calling these people and invite them to the meeting, and make sure you pick them up. Worst thing you want to do is be one of them people sitting outside of the front door waiting for your people to come around. I see them, you see them all the time. I got 6 people that said they were going to be here. You know how many show up? 0, none. You pick them up. Anyways, my name is Vincent St. Louis. I hope this helped you to get in the process. You got to remember, you guys, this is your business. You make momentum happen. Momentum just doesn't just happen. You make it happen by you out there showing the plan constantly, doing a proper follow-up. You've heard it before, fortunes in the follow-up thing. Master that skill. There's only 4 or 5 skills that you have to master in all of network marketing. If you master 1, 2, 3, 4, you're done. You've mastered all the skills. So practice, get better at follow-up. Make sure you you be on the cutting edge of the follow-up, and you make it happen. Don't wait for it to happen. So you're the one that makes momentum happen. Momentum doesn't just happen. So my name is Vincent St. Louis. Make sure you click on the link. Visit my website. Lots of great information there. Hope you have a blessed and prosperous day. God bless you.